Lewis Brindley, and you may know me from the podcast Shouting Into the Void. Well, we've had a few behind-the-scenes bits and bobs that have gone a bit pear-shaped this week, and also last week, so we haven't been able to release proper episodes for a while. So, to say sorry, we've got a bit of a highlight episode now. I hope you're going to enjoy it. It's only a little one, but we'll be back next week with a nugget of bullshit, with an interview that we're doing for Dork Wars. We're going to be back next week with 2 other proper episodes too. So, please enjoy this mini highlights episode. And we look forward to being back. Thank you for still being there during our absence. It means a lot. Thank you.
Worst.
The wheel has suddenly gone silent for me. Sorry, go on.
Oh, okay. Spin it again. No interruptions this time? Okay. What is the worst gift you've ever received?
Oh, God, I have a story and a half for this one. Right, strap in, Dan.
Okay.
Get your seatbelt. Click your seatbelt in. Get cozy. Put a cushion under your arse and get comfy cozy for this one. Okay, are your feet up? Are you cozy? You got a hot chocolate?
My feet are up. I've got a hot chocolate. I've spilt it, you bastard.
Now I'm even more angry, Peter Townsend. Fuck's sake. Right. When I was about 13 or 14 years old, I had been saying to my parents all year, Mum and Dad, I really want Minecraft. Because at the time it was really, really big, especially like in amongst my sort of circle of friends.
Yep.
And I was talking to my friends and they were like, oh yeah, we do this. And I was like, oh, I really want to play the game on my own or with them or whatever. I just really want to like get involved with the game. And you know, your parents do that thing in the run-up to Christmas where you'll say, oh, I want a new bike, and they'll go, oh, well, we'll see what Santa brings. And the implication is that they've got it, but they aren't going to actually openly admit that to you because they want it to be a surprise on Christmas morning.
Yeah.
You feverishly rip open a present and see a bike. And you're like, oh, wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, on Christmas morning, my parents pointed at one of the presents that they had gotten me. They got me a couple, and they said, open that one last. I was thinking, ooh, what do we think that is? So I looked over at it, and it was about the size of like a sort of a video game case, like a what's the word I'm looking for? Like a DVD case.
Yeah.
I was thinking, oh, is that Minecraft? Have they got me Minecraft? Oh my god, they must have been saying it all year. They've got me Minecraft. They've definitely got me Minecraft. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I was really excited about it. I opened up all my other presents, and I was really sort of excited. I got to that final present, and I picked it up. And I said, have you got me Minecraft? And they went, oh, well, you know.
Oh, no.
And it was Minecraft, the book. It was a book that my parents had picked up, which was Minecraft, the Player's Handbook. And it was things as how to craft a sword, how to fight creepers, etc., etc.
Sorry.
And they did not get me the video game.
They got you... They got you the how to play manual, but they didn't get you the game to play. Wow. Jesus. Okay, wait, I know you wanted a bike, but we've got you an instruction manual of how to build a bike.
Oh, God. So, yeah, that's the worst present I've ever received.
God.
What do we think about that?
That is shocking. I mean, I thought it was going to be like a knockoff version of Minecraft or like something like that. Which would have been fine. At first I thought she was like they were going to give you like a pickaxe or something and just say, out you go into the garden.
Just go on, Lewis, we've got a weeding problem. We need you to dig up the top metre of soil and put it back down again. Is that alright?
Build a nether portal, go on.
No, yeah, that's my terrible gift was Minecraft the book.
Jesus.
What's the worst present you've ever received, Dan?
I once got an opened packet of Post-it notes from
I see
from my auntie, and it was funny thing is it was wrapped, and and I opened it and I wasn't, you don't expect much from your auntie. It's probably going to be like one of these, wee kits or something like that, one of these
or like a card with a fiver in it or something.
Yeah. So I opened it and there was meant to be 3 packets of Post-it notes in this half open thing, but there was one
right,
And I said, "Oh, thanks." And she was like, "Yeah, that's in case you have any negative thoughts, you can always write them down." So I was staring at these post-it notes, and I was like, "Oh, thanks." And then my mum took me outside the room, and she was like, "Okay, you're gonna go in there." You're going to go in there and you're going to write some thoughts to show that you're actually interested. And then you're going to go up and you're going to show that you've written some thoughts, okay? And I was like...
Please, God, tell me you didn't write, "This is a shit gift."
No, I didn't do anything like that. I argued for a bit and then my mum was like, "Sorry, is that what?" I'm going to pretend I didn't hear that. And I was basically made to endorse the shit gift that I was given against my will. So... yeah, it wasn't a very fun thing to do, sit and write negative thought, because it couldn't be for positive thoughts. It had to be for negative. That's what it was branded
Actually,
so
positive thoughts would have been more useful, though, because the whole point of post-it notes is that they have glue on the back. So if she'd have said, "This is for if you have positive thoughts or negative thoughts," and if you have a positive thought, you can write it on the pad and stick it to your wall. And if you have a negative thought, you can write it on the pad and burn it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That would have been better. It would have been better.
I hope she doesn't listen to this. Yeah. Hiya, if you are. It was a really shit gift. I'm sorry. I lied when I wrote those. I wrote. What worried me more is I figured out that I could write a lot of negative thoughts down. I was like, "Have you not got another one? Have you got another post-it? I've ran out."
And she's like, "God, what the hell is wrong with this child?"
So yeah, there you go.
Next up on Radio Bullshit, or whatever the hell you'd call this weird nightmare station, we've got a cheeky little fan theory that I particularly love, in which I express some particular views about a character from Friday Night Dinner, known to friends, family, and adoring fans the world over as Jim. I have something I would like to bring to the conversation table. If unless you have something more to say about superpowers, very quickly.
No, I'm done.
Okay, I have a fan theory that I would like to bring to the table.
Oh, okay, go on.
I believe that Jim from Friday Night Dinner is a descendant of pre-revolutionary France aristocracy.
Okay.
Right, there are two reasons for this. Reason one is the obvious one, that if people are a fan of Friday Night Dinner, they might have immediately put two and two together and gone, "Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense." The first one is that for the grandma's wedding to Mr. Morris, he brings round a box of porcelain, which he hilariously drops, and it's hilarious. But when he says, "Oh, this is a genuine 18th century tea set that belonged to Marie Antoinette," and everybody's like, "Right, well, that must not be true, because Jim's a bit weird, and he probably just picked it up from a charity shop, and he might just be a bit confused, and he hasn't quite figured it out, or whatever it is." And then he hilariously drops it, and it's great. But let's just say, for the sake of argument, that was Marie Antoinette's tea set.
Right.
All of Marie Antoinette... Okay, there's the Marie Antoinette of Let Them Eat Cake fame.
Yep.
But she also had a lot of sisters, all of which were also called Marie Antoinette.
Oh.
So I believe that tea set did belong to Marie Antoinette, but just not the Marie Antoinette.
Right.
And so Jim has inherited it from his, I suppose it'd be great nan or whatever.
Yeah.
Who was a Marie Antoinette.
Right.
That is part one of my two-pronged argument.
Right.
And the second prong is when he brings the fish around to the Goodman's house and says, "Can you please cook this for me?" Yes, how do you want it cooked? "Oh, the normal way, in butter and sugar." And they go, "Oh, right, okay," because of course that is not a normal way to cook a fish. You would, I don't know, poach it or bake it or fry it or whatever, but you would most certainly not cook it in butter and sugar. Unless you were in a restaurant in pre-revolutionary France. I learned this bizarre historical tidbit because I was writing an article about French cuisine through time, and I learned that in pre-revolutionary France, French restaurants, especially in Paris, where Marie Antoinette's sisters, I suppose, would have been.
Yeah.
I haven't checked that bit, but I'm presuming they probably went to Paris at least once. And they used to cook all of their meat and all of their fish in the richest, most expensive things they could. No matter how it tasted, they just wanted the food to be expensive. And what would have been expensive in France at that time, before industrialization?
Sugar and butter, I'm guessing.
Yes, sugar and butter. Therefore, it was extremely popular to cook meat, fish, whatever, in sugar and butter, things like treacle and honey and things that were difficult to get pre-industrialization. And it didn't matter that it didn't taste good, because it was just saying, look how rich I am.
Wow.
Look how much money I have. I can afford this buttery, sweet piece of fish.
Yeah.
And so, just maybe, if Jim's ancestors are as weird as he is, maybe they maintained that tradition of restaurant, pre-revolutionary France restaurant fish cooking, and they've maintained that down the generations, from Marie Antoinette's sister and onwards, and so now that's how Jim cooked his fish. So I believe that Jim from Friday Night Dinner is descended from pre-revolutionary French people.
Wow, that's it's pretty conclusive.
Yes, it is. I've thought about this a lot.
I mean, to be fair, I don't have any evidence to go against you, so I can't really.
Because you had no idea I was going to say it.
Yeah, I had no idea. I if you'd have told me this, I would have prepared for it. I still probably couldn't have found anything that would rebuke your claim, because it involves a lot of suspension of disbelief on my part.
Really, that's true.
Just let's see. Fuck's sake. But okay, I buy that. Fine.
Good. I'm glad we've reached this mutual agreement. Thank you very much, everybody. If you have complaints about this, don't get in touch.
Yeah, don't.
If you want to support this, do.
Yeah.
Get in touch and say, yes, I believe Jim is descended from French aristocracy.
All right, not the podcast. Your theory. Don't forget about the podcast. As long as you support the theory, then please do get in touch. Brilliant.
Yeah, this podcast is just a springboard for my Friday Night Dinner fan theory podcast, which I'm going to talk about how Jim is descended from French aristocracy, and how Jackie is actually an assassin.
Yep.
And how Horrible Grandma is, I don't know, a drug lord. I have no idea.
And how Wilson is the protagonist of the next Cats and Dogs film.
Yeah, I think he might be. This is true.
Yeah.
Now, for the grand finale, we have one of the situations in which I've gotten particularly furious on the podcast. There are only two. One in which I was talking about doing my income tax, and I couldn't log in and I got very angry. And another in which I got very angry about the state of a bathroom, which I had soon discovered was not quite as it should have been. I hope you enjoy this little rant where I was furious. Enjoy.
But anyway, before we get to that bullshit, we have some other bullshit to do, don't we, Lewis?
We do have some other bullshit to do, yeah. Please spin that wheel and delight my soul.
I would do, but the wheel isn't out, so I'm just gonna...
It's the wheel out of commission.
No, I'm gonna awkwardly pull it out without making too much noise. Oh, shit. Okay.
Level of professionalism you're getting on this podcast, folks. I hope you appreciate it.
Let's just rewind a wee bit. Yeah, we have our own bullshit to do, don't we, Lewis?
Yes, we do. Do you want to spin the wheel and bring joy to my life?
Yeah, because it's here.
Oh, fantastic. It's out, and it's been out for weeks. Yeah, in fact, you've just finished polishing it.
All right, I'll do that again, because Lewis was talking.
Sorry, everybody.
Worth every penny.
Oh, that's the shit. I could listen to that for... that's proper ASMR, isn't it? I love that. That's great ASMR. You can just actually go to sleep instead of...
Sounds like my Xbox.
Oh, God, yeah. But anyway, this week's bullshit is some Lewis Brindley bullshit.
Oh.
And it is... I'm going to take this opportunity, Dan, and I'm going to write an open letter on the podcast, on air, to whoever installed the bathroom in this house.
Right.
You might be aware of the fact, that listeners, that I have recently moved house. You might not be aware of this fact, but I have recently moved house. And in this house, the thing we were looking for in a house, we thought, well, I don't want to do too much in the bathroom, don't want to do too much in the kitchen, because that's dead expensive. So moved into this house and thought, everything's great, everything's shipshape, fantastic. So, To the person that installed the bathroom in this house, dear sir/madam, get fucked. What kind of an absolute psychopath would install a bathroom in the way that you did? For crying out loud. Right. Danny has been made vaguely aware of this as I've been furious during a podcast recording session and been like, right, let's just get this done because I've got to go and fix the fucking ceiling. And, right, we've had several different things go wrong with this bathroom, and it begs the question, who could have possibly installed it in this way? Because there's two options. Either the previous owners paid someone to do it, or they did it themselves in a DIY effort. If they paid someone to do it, they shouldn't have because it was shit. And if they did it themselves, why do it so deliberately shit? Why would you make a bathroom that didn't function as a bathroom? Right. My primary concern, the first thing that I noticed upon being in this house for a while, I was like, that ceiling in the kitchen, it's like there's something there. What's that? And I had a look and I thought, oh well, it's just the texture of the ceiling is like they've done something to it. The previous owners have. I can leave that. I can forgive that for a bit until I can put that right. It's non-essential.
Yeah.
And then I think it was Chloe was taking a bath, and I went downstairs and I think I was cooking or something, and I was stood at the oven and I was cooking something, and I felt water drip onto my head.
Oh, no.
And I think, what the fuck is that? So I look up at the ceiling above me, and the reason the ceiling is fucked is not because it's a design choice, it's because the ceiling has been fucked previously, and in order to rectify it, they did not paint a ceiling as any sane person would. They instead wallpapered the ceiling like some kind of utter psychopath. And I was like, right, okay, babe, let's drain the bath and I'll have a look and I'll figure out what's wrong. And I thought, okay, maybe it's something to do with the plugs. Maybe not the plugs. What's it called? The bath. The thing that all the water goes down when you pull the plug out. What's that fucking called? The plug hole. I thought maybe it's something to do with the taps. Maybe it's something to do with the plug hole. Who fucking knows? So I have a look. No, they're perfectly watertight. Do you know what it is, Danny? Do you know what it is?
I don't.
The utter cunt that installed this bathroom decided, right, okay, we can have an extra long bath, right? That's brilliant. We can have a little cupboard at the end to just fill up that little end space. Now, me personally, Lewis Brindley, I think that's a great idea. I love a bath as much as the next guy. I love a little cupboard as much as the next guy.
Little cubby.
Little cheeky cubby for keeping towels and toilet paper and whatever else you keep in a bathroom. Yeah, brilliant. Yeah. What's not to love?
Uh-huh.
And then I discover that the bath panel on the side of the bath is not made of plastic, as it should be, because it is in fact made of wood. And I thought to myself, oh right, well that's a strange design choice, but at least they've sealed it perfectly well, as you would if you knew a piece of wood was going to get wet for several hours a day, but as long as you're going to live in the house. And I mean, the previous owners raised a family here. They were here for a long time. Yeah. So, presumably, this shower, there was, I think, 3-4 people in this house, so there were 3 or 4 showers a day, plus, I don't know, I think they had dogs, so I guess they had to wash the dogs or something. So my point is, this bathtub sees a lot of use, and yet the bath panel is still wood. But of course, what happens to wood when it regularly gets wet?
It gets damp.
Yes, it disintegrates almost immediately. So this piece of wood is getting wet, and then it's rotting and warping, and because it's warped, the seal is no longer sealed, so the water soaked into our floor and, like, dripped down into the kitchen, and I was like, what the fuck kind of dickhead would make a bath panel out of wood? Not only is it cheaper to make it out of something waterproof, it is also easier and quicker and more long-lasting and easier to fucking clean. You're in a bathroom. Everything needs to be easy to clean, and yet instead you decide to make it out of wood like some kind of a cunt. So that was the first thing that I had problems with. That was the first thing I had trouble with. So I removed the bath panel, and I was like, right, well, I know what the problem is now, so we were just, like, more careful for the next few days until I bought, like, a big fuck-off sheet of PVC, and I cut it down to size, and I've installed it, and now it's sealed properly, the floor is dry, the ceiling is dry, the shower is utterly wonderful. It's precisely as it was, but now it's functioning as a shower should.
But?
And then there are other things in the bathroom as well.
Oh, shit.
Including, but not limited to, the fact that, right, okay, Daniel, I'm sure you're aware of the concept of a sink.
No. Could you explain that one?
Well, essentially, it's something about waist height. and there's a little sort of a water source, and perhaps a little bottle of soap, or a little bar of soap or something. You turn the faucet. No, it's much smaller. It's about the size of a big bowl.
A bath for a baby.
Yes, a bath for a baby.
Right.
And then you would turn on the tap and you'd wash your hands, or brush your teeth, whatever, have a shave. Great, fantastic. I love that. Now, I'm sure you're also aware of the fact that some sinks are just attached to the wall and there's nothing beneath them, and some sinks have a little sort of plinthy thing. You aware of the plinthy thing?
Well, I wasn't aware of a sink, so how am I? No, I'm only joking, folks. We have sinks in Scotland. Unfortunately, they're made out of lamb hair. But I am aware of the plinth.
Yes, well, the little plinth. Now, just think, Danny, if you were installing a sink in a house, what do you think you'd put down first? Do you think you'd put down the plinth, or do you think you'd put down the sink?
I'd probably put down the plinth.
Yes, of course you fucking would! Because you'd start at the bottom.
No, I'd put down the sink and try and squeeze the plinth in.
Or would you instead put the sink on the wall and then put in the plinth and realise, oh fuck, it's too short for this gap, and then wedge bits of wood under the plinth for some reason to lift it? The plinth has no reason to be there. The fucking sink outlet pipe thing goes into the wall. So there's no actual function of the plinth. It's just an aesthetic thing. But for some reason they needed to wedge wood. Utter insanity.
That's mental. Wow.
And then there's a third and final thing. I have been driven utterly mad by this bathroom. Like, I am not a DIY expert. I am not Nick Knowles.
No.
But I am also very aware of my level of expertise. Right. On the scale of DIY, there's people that might need help changing a light bulb, and there's the Ron Swansons of the world that would be like, I have drunk 3 bottles of gin, and now I'm going to construct a beautifully finished oak set of drawers.
Yeah.
I am somewhere within that scale.
Oh.
Probably about halfway.
Oh.
Maybe a bit towards the having trouble with light switches thing. I can do fairly simple, straightforward things. Long as there's a YouTube video, I can probably do it.
Yeah.
And I've got like a saw and a drill and some screws, so I'm pretty much covered for most eventualities. And then one day, I'm cleaning the bathroom, and what do I notice, Dan? I notice that in the corner, the toilet is in the corner, and to the left of the toilet, there is a mysterious white rectangular cupboardy thing that doesn't have a door.
Yeah.
And I think, well, that's just some kind of plumbing nonsense. I'm just not going to get into that, because I realised I am not a DIY god. I cannot do everything. I just need to accept that some things are nebulous and never to be understood.
Yep.
And then that mysterious cupboard started leaking.
Oh.
And because it was made out of wood, like everything in that fucking bathroom, for some insane reason, was made out of wood.
Yeah.
The wood at the bottom of one of the panels started to warp, and it broke the seal, and then there was like a lot of water. So I thought, right, fucking hell, all right. So I took off this wooden cabinet, which, by the way, was made out of scrap wood. Which,
oh my god,
fine, make stuff out of scrap wood. That's fine. I'm environmentally friendly and all that.
Just not like there's copious amounts of water.
Precisely, yes. Don't use second-hand wood, which, by the way, had I don't know what the word is, like the menu for a hairdresser's, like a cut and blow dry, however much, and it had that written on it for some insane reason. And I was thought, right, well, okay, I can get over this fact because I've got loads of PVC. I can just make a little cupboard and squidge it on. That's fine. So I took this panel off, and what do I notice, Dan? I noticed that the toilet has an outlet pipe. Mm-hmm. And this outlet pipe connects to, like, some sort of big industrial plumbing nonsense that I don't understand, which presumably goes down into the sewers or down into under the street sort of thing.
And
I thought, okay, well, that makes perfect sense to me. Then I look at the join between those two pipes, and I think, that is not square. And it hasn't been square for a very fucking long time. For some insane reason, they had mounted the toilet slightly too far back, so their only option was just to jam the pipe in and hope.
Oh.
And instead of, for some reason, that did not work, because hope is not an acceptable substitute for screws. So I had to, like...
so good. That is so good. Right, I'm not going to use screws, we're just going to hope. We're going to put our hands together, we're going to pray. It's going to be wonderful.
And so what I've had to do is I've measured all this distance and I've built this little support strut that I've attached to the wall, and now it's square. Brilliantly square, and I'm thinking, great, that should be great. So I flush the toilet, and a little bit of water still comes out. I think, all right, fine. Maybe they went cheap on the parts, and this part isn't, or because it's been twisted for so long, it's slightly warped or whatever. Fine, okay, fine. So I got my little sealant gun out, and
Right.
Danny, I'm sure you know what a little bottle of sealant looks like. It's about 30 centimeters long. It's got like a little nozzle on the end, and you snip it off, and then you put it in one of those big guns, and you.
Yeah.
If you know what you're doing, you can do a whole bathroom with one of them.
Really?
I have done one joint with one of those. One joint! And it's still not fucking sealed! I have sealed all the way around this joint, which, by the way, is in the extreme corner of the bathroom. So I've had to prop my phone up on selfie camera, like, behind it. So that I can see the underside of it and, like, sort of spread it on with, like, a little spatula-y thing. So that it's actually sealed. And now, thank the ever-loving shit, it is actually sealed. So now
good.
the floor in our bathroom is not covered in water 24/7.
Just
Oh,
24. No. 13/7.
Maybe.
I don't. I'm not very good with time.
I see. Well, long story short, there's one of most of the bits of the odyssey of our bathroom. There are other things too, like this enormous luxurious bath they put in is one of these jacuzzi baths. So it's got like jets and all that crap, and I thought, oh great, that'll be nice, yeah. So I got into it. So I filled the bathtub up with water and turned it on. And thought, oh, this is gonna be great. And I was like, what's all this shit in the water? What's going on here? Presumably they hadn't cleaned this jacuzzi out in fucking months, years, decades. I've got no idea. So there was little disgusting pieces of like detritus in the water. Thought, right, well, I'll have to clean the jets out a few times. I've been cleaning the jets out for a fortnight, and they are still not clean. So that's brilliant. But yeah, now the bathroom is functionally complete,
Yeah.
it's just a bit messy. So that's good.
Yeah, that is good. I mean, it's you're on your way, aren't you?
I am, yeah. It's thank you for letting me have that extreme catharsis. I think I needed that, otherwise I would explode.
Well, that's what we're here
Good
for.
lord, what kind of utter bellend thinks, oh, I'm going to put this bath panel in? What's a good material that's waterproof and will last a long time?
Should we go
How
to-
about non-sealed wood?
Should we go to B&Q and get some PVC? No, I've got a fucking bit of wood here. That'll do it.
Thing is, it's like I bought a big fuck off piece of PVC paneling that was like 9 feet long or something stupid. It was 20 quid. Like it's not expensive stuff. And it's cheap and easy to use.
Put that through the business.
Well, I can't possibly produce podcasts if I can't piss. So sorry, everybody. I just need to put this through the business.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, right. Well, there we go. I've finally got that out. If you're listening, whoever installed this bathroom, then quite frankly, what the fuck were you thinking?
Yeah, we
Because
hate you.
Jesus Christ, that was just insanity from start to finish.
You piece of shit. No.
And there we go. What a beautiful highlight reel of our past few episodes here on Bullshit FM 93.8 FM, bringing you the most confusing nonsense you've ever heard. That's... I feel like if I hosted a radio show, that would be the jingle. So yeah, I like that. The most confusing nonsense you've ever heard. Yeah, okay. Well, I hope you've enjoyed the mini little highlight reel. As I said at the top, we are going to be back next week, being all... Oh, hi, we're Lewis and Danny, and we're going to talk about confusing nonsense until you can barely stand it anymore. Have a wonderful week. See you then. Bye.